Have you ever been with someone who smiles at you, says the right things, but inside you feel uneasy? It's like standing in the sun and feeling a cold breeze. I thought everything was fine. He had a big, warm smile. Friends said we were perfect, but my gut said, watch out. That small voice in your head is stronger than you think. If you ignore it, you miss what really matters. This is my story of how I learned to trust that voice. Maybe it will help you spot the truth behind a fake smile. It was a rainy Tuesday when he first saw me. I fumbled with my umbrella. He held the door open and smiled. I felt special. He paid for my coffee without me asking. We talked about movies, music, and silly dreams. He laughed at my jokes. I laughed at his. We walked under the same umbrella. It felt like in a movie. In those first moments, I thought, this is fate. But fate doesn't come with a $10 latte. I didn't know then that perfect starts can hide cracks. At first, he was all sweetness. Good morning texts, compliments on my hair. He remembered tiny things I said. His smile never left. But the more he agreed with me, the more it felt odd. He laughed even when I wasn't funny. It was like he had a script. I told myself, he's just kind. I ignored small doubts. I didn't want to be that person who thinks the worst. But those small doubts matter. They're red flags dressed up as caring. I just didn't know it yet. After a few weeks, the smile was still there, but something changed. He stopped calling during the day. His texts were one word. When I saw him, he smiled, but his eyes didn't sparkle. I asked, "Are you okay?" He said, "Just tired." His tired smile felt like a lie. I let it go. Maybe he was busy. I didn't want to nag. I thought love meant patience, but love also means honesty. A smile that hides the truth is worse than no smile at all. I was already losing him bit by bit. My birthday felt empty. No card, no call. I waited by the door. Finally, a text. "Sorry, late at work." I believed him, until my friend sent me a photo. He was at a bar with a woman I'd never met. He held her close. Both of them were smiling at the camera. My heart twisted. I asked him, he said, "It's not what it looks like," and offered that same old smile. But smiles don't fix lies. That night, I realized his words and his grin didn't match. You know that hollow feeling in your chest? Mine was loud. It told me he was hiding something big. I tried to ignore it. I told myself I was insecure. My friend said, "Trust him." But my gut said, "No." I researched online. I read posts about cheating, about excuses, about fake smiles. Every story sounded like mine. My heart pounded. I wanted proof. But proof wasn't the point. The point was my gut. It was begging me to listen. I realized the truth. You can't argue with your own instinct. One morning, I saw it. He was tagged in a story with a girl from work. They were close. Too close. She had her arm around him. He smiled like they were best friends. I texted him, "Who is she?" He answered, "Just a friend, work stuff." That answer felt thin. I knew at that moment his smile was training wheels for lies. I wanted to laugh at how obvious it was, but instead I felt sick. I wanted him to prove me wrong, but proof would come later. The lie was in his smile. I decided it was time. I asked him to sit down and talk. I wore my serious face. He still smiled. I said, "I need honesty." He nodded, smiled bigger, and said, "You worry too much?" He flipped it on me. I felt small. His smile said, "I'm in control." He didn't answer my question. I realized then, some people use charm to dodge the truth. His teeth flashed, but his words were empty. That moment taught me, if someone smiles to avoid truth, they don't respect you. After that talk, I stared at myself in the mirror. I tried my own serious face. Then I forced a fake smile. It looked like his. My heart sank. I didn't want to become someone who covers pain with a grin. Fake smiles spread. They sneak in without warning. I wiped my face and took a deep breath. I promised myself to keep real. No masks, no hiding. It was the first time I felt clearly that hiding the truth hurts more than any fight. If you're enjoying these videos so far, don't forget to tap that like button. It really helps me out. Drop a quick comment below, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe and ring the bell so you'll get notified when the next chapters drop. Let's keep this conversation going. One night, he came home after midnight. He said, "My phone died." He smiled softly. I stared at him. I felt nothing. No anger, no hurt, just calm. I realized I'd been bending over backward for a lie. I didn't even ask questions. I nodded, turned around, and went to sleep. That moment was my breaking point. I stopped caring about his excuses. I stopped giving his fake smile any power. My peace mattered more than his half-truths. The next day, I faced him. I said, "I know you've been lying." He paused. His smile wavered for a split second. Then he smiled again and said, "I didn't want to hurt you." I shook my head. Hurt is telling me lies. He tried to charm me, but I was done. I felt strong for the first time in weeks. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I just stood there and let my voice carry the truth. He couldn't smile his way out of that. I packed a bag. He watched, still smiling. I said, "I hope someday you'll smile honestly." He tried to reach out. I pulled back. I walked out the door and didn't look back. No dramatic scene, no tears, just a quiet step forward. I felt lighter. I left behind the weight of his fake care. My heart felt brave. I trusted myself again. Saying goodbye to a lie is hard, but sometimes it's the only way to find peace. After I left, my days were quiet. No more wondering where he was. No more decoding smiles. I felt lost at first, but that lost feeling turned into calm. I filled my time with simple things. Reading a book, going for walks, calling friends. My nights were better. I slept without questions. The silence felt good. I realized my world didn't revolve around someone else's grin. It revolved around my own heart, and that heart needed space to heal, so I gave it room. Honesty hurts. Real talk can hurt worse than a fight, but it sets you free. I stopped pretending everything was okay. I stopped hiding my pain. I spoke truth to myself. You deserve more, and I believed it. That belief was my freedom. I saw how lies held me back from living. With truth, I could breathe and grow. I didn't need someone else to approve my feelings. I approved them myself. That was power. Real smiles come from real truth. And a real truth can never be fake. I signed up for dance class, tried painting, joined a book club. I laughed openly without thinking about his fake grin. People noticed. "You look happy," they said. I felt it too. My energy was lighter. My smile was real. It came from inside. I realized healing is active. It's not just waiting for time to pass. It's trying new things, meeting new people, and finding joy on your own. That's how you glow up after a fake love. You learn to love yourself first. One afternoon, my phone buzzed. It was him. "I miss us," he wrote. Under it, a sad face. I stared at the message. My first instinct was to reply, but then I thought of every fake smile he gave. I felt no pull to reply. I deleted the message, not out of anger, but care for myself. I didn't want to open old wounds. I was on a new path. His words didn't belong there. That moment showed me protecting your peace is more important than old regrets. One morning I caught myself in the mirror. I smiled without thinking. No mask, no worry. My cheeks lifted, my eyes softened. It was the first time in months I saw myself happy. I felt warmth in my chest, not fear, not doubt, just joy. I realized a real smile is honest. It comes from feeling at ease with yourself. It comes from knowing you don't need someone else's approval. That genuine grin was my sign. I had healed. I was whole again. Fake smiles can fool your eyes, but never your heart. If something feels off, trust that feeling. Don't let anyone's grin hide their words. You deserve love that matches your smile, not one that masks lies. Real love shows up, speaks truth, and stays honest. Your heart knows the difference. Protect it. Honor it. Wait for the day when your smile and your heart speak the same language. Free, real, and true. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, smash that like button. Got your own story or signs you've noticed? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss more real, no fluff videos. See you in the next one.